Hello and welcome to the second episode of our Ultimate SUV Buying Guide.
In episode 1, we covered things you should look out for when you're buying a compact SUV. Today on this episode, we'll be covering the mid-size SUV and the full-size family SUV.
And for that, we have with us the Honda CRV and the 8-seater Honda Pilot. Shall we begin?
Of course, yalla. Whether it's that gravel shortcut or going to a trip to the mountains, you need to know that your SUV can handle some rough terrain.
An important number to look out for is ground clearance, which is essentially the distance between the lowest part of the vehicle's frame and the ground.
And going back to our examples for today, the CRV gets 20.9 centimeters of ground clearance, while that number in the Pilot is 20 centimeters, putting them both above their main rivals, the Toyota RAV4 and the Nissan Pathfinder.
And with such great numbers, you can confidently take on paths that sedans, hatchback, station wagons, pretty much anything apart from an SUV would hesitate to go on. If you're the kind of person who enjoys exploring routes less traveled, then you'll want to learn the difference between FWD and AWD.
FWD stands for front-wheel drive, while AWD stands for all-wheel drive. It's simple. When all four wheels of the car receive power, that means more grip and the car is more capable on unpaved roads.
For example, both the CRV and the Pilot offer all-wheel drive in mid and full option trims, and that's worth highlighting since not all other SUVs do.
To add to that, Zaran, the Pilot receives 4 different drive modes for the all-wheel drive system to suit all terrains. I'm sure you've all been there. You're carrying a heavy load, you reach the back of your SUV, and then you remember the key is still in your pocket and it's not in your hand, just like poor Zaran over here.
You see, normally that would be an issue, but thankfully the full option CRV comes equipped with hands-free tailgate operation, meaning with the key in your pocket, all you have to do is wave your foot under the bumper and it opens the tailgate for you. Ta-da! Problem solved.
Impressive. But what do we learn from this situation? Sometimes it's not enough that the tailgate opens and closes electronically. So look for those additional features that make everyday situations easier to deal with.
Being all of 5 foot and 5 inches tall, the CRV offers a really cool height adjustable feature that lets you set how high you want the tailgate to open. It's really handy if you've got a low garage ceiling or if you just aren't vertically blessed, like
That's
me.
an amazing feature for you, Zaran, not me. But you know what's really amazing? Those 1,110 liters of boot space you get on the CRV.
But if you thought that's impressive, then the Pilot offers a whopping 3,086 liters with the second and third row folded flat.
That's huge.
When purchasing a mid-size or a full-size SUV, the comfort of your passengers is an important factor that is likely to affect your final purchasing decision.
So what should someone consider?
A very important figure to look out for is legroom. Passengers in the second row of the CRV get 40.4 inches, which is a lot more than what they'd find in something like a Toyota RAV4.
Another important figure to look out for is headroom. To explain, the Honda Pilot gets 39.9 inches of headroom, which is a lot more than you get in other full-size SUVs out there. For example, the Nissan Pathfinder.
Adding to the comfort of your passengers are a few features that you should also keep in mind. For instance, passengers in the second row of the CRV get AC vents, cup holders, and 2 USB charging outlets for their mobile devices.
That's so true, Zaran. And being a family man myself, I truly appreciate additional comfort features for the passengers here in the back. For instance, the Honda Pilot has separate AC controls for the passengers in the second row, meaning it has a tri-zone climate control. And guess what? Your kids will never be bored no matter how long the journey is, because they have their own entertainment screen that comes with wireless headsets and their own remote control.
Many full-size SUVs offer third-row seats, but what's important is to check whether they fit adults and how easy they are to access.
So going back to our example for today, the Honda Pilot offers one-touch easy access to the third row, meaning I press one button and the second row tilts and slides forwards, giving me easy access to the third row seats.
The next time you're in the showroom checking your future full-size SUV, make sure you sit in the last row, possibly even with a family member or friend, and see if you have enough headroom and legroom like we do here in the Pilot.
Also check what comfort features you get. The Pilot offers AC vents and two cup holders on each side here in the last row. And when you're ready to go out, that one-touch easy access comes in super handy. When purchasing a full option vehicle in this segment, you should always look for the quality of materials you get in the cabin.
For example, both the Honda CRV and the Honda Pilot in full option trim get leather seats that are power adjustable, along with soft touch materials on the dashboard and door panels.
Something else to look out for is what's offered by the infotainment system. For example, both the CRV and the Pilot offer you a touchscreen that has navigation, Bluetooth connectivity, and being in 2019, Android Auto and Apple CarPlay are a must. And we also get a wireless charger in the full option Pilot.
On the same screen, you've also got multiple camera angles to make parking very, very easy.
Let's keep parking aside for now and let me talk about the feature that no other manufacturer is even offering at this price range.
Are you talking about Honda Sensing, which is available in the Pilot?
Yes! We've seen those videos of people on YouTube in their Teslas driving like this on the highway while the car drives itself. Well, guess what? Honda's offering this luxury for those of us who don't want to spend $500,000 dirhams on their next SUV. Look at it.
True. Honda Sensing as a technology, it combines adaptive cruise control, lane keeping and collision mitigation, and is so revolutionary at this price range that we made an entire video on what it is and how it works.
Yes, we did, and you can watch that video right here.
Just like we mentioned in the first episode, you should always look at the power and torque figures very carefully.
And because mid-size SUVs like the CRV and full-size SUVs like the Pilot are bigger and heavier, they both get bigger and more powerful engines.
The CRV that I'm driving gets a 2.4-litre four-cylinder engine that produces 184 horsepower and 244 Newton-meters of torque. Compare this to one of its main rivals, the Toyota RAV4, and you see that the CRV produces more power from a smaller engine. Anas, what about the figures in the Pilot?
I think in this segment you shouldn't settle for anything less than a V6, and the Pilot gets a 3.5-litre V6, and to answer you Zaran, it's producing 280 horsepower and 355 Newton-meters of torque. And if we compare these numbers to a car that has the same engine size, like the Nissan Pathfinder, we find that the Pilot is producing more power and more torque.
So you've probably understood that more is better. But what do these figures mean to you when you're driving?
More power and more torque isn't just faster acceleration and higher top speeds. It also means a smoother driving experience overall. It makes overtaking much easier, and it also means less strain on the engine, whether you're driving at high speeds or fully loaded with passengers and cargo.
While power and torque may be important figures, don't forget to check fuel economy figures as well. Here in the CRV, I'm averaging 14.7 kilometers per litre of fuel. What about you, Anas?
Since the Honda Pilot is a bigger car and gets a bigger engine, my number is slightly lesser at 9.7 kilometers per liter of fuel. But I have to highlight that these figures are very, very good figures for cars in these segments. Now that we are at the end of this video, I think you understood. There's a lot of things to look out for when purchasing your next SUV.
We've highlighted factors that you should look out for and those that affect practicality, usability, and everyday functionality.
We hope these 2 episodes help make purchasing your next SUV easier and guide you to drive home that perfect SUV that matches your needs.
Speaking of which, the CRV was a starting price of $92,900 and the Pilot $129,900 in the UAE.
We hope you enjoyed these 2 episodes as much as we enjoyed making them for you. See you soon and bye-bye.